Dear friends, welcome to In the Kitchen with Alice. Today we have a very festive dish that I would like to teach you. It is one you would want to make when you have guests. It's beautiful for this time of year in Florida. In Florida it's very warm already, we're late into spring, and so this is a wonderful dish that has the beautiful fruit that comes from Florida and beautiful nuts and dates. Also adding a little honey, although you can use a different kind of sweetener. Some people use brown rice syrup, which is not quite so high in sugars. So let's begin by showing you that we will cover the bottom of the pan with a combination of nuts and dates. If you take your nuts and you make a nut flour, put them in a food processor, then you add your dates. Dates have a consistency very similar to butter and other ingredients that are on the base that you usually put in pie crust. So it makes a very beautiful and tasty part of the dish at the bottom of the dish. So I want to show you each stage. So we will have the bottom of the dish with the dates and nuts put together. And then we'd like to drizzle a lovely honey and orange combined to make a beautiful syrup. And we pour that over the bottom of our dish. And then we will put our pineapple slices. So our dish today, and then we'll do another drizzle of this lovely honey mixture with orange juice. And that dish is an upside down pineapple cake made with no cooking, no extra white flour products. In fact, no flour products at all. We're making our flour from nuts today. And it has no extra sugars except for the fruit sugars that are made so that we are replenished every day with the kind of carbohydrates and the kind of sugars that we really need. So that is the dish. I also wanted to add a little lemon flavor. It gives a little brightness to the date and nut mixture that is spread over the bottom of the pan. Okay, so let's begin. The first thing I want to show you is that we will peel an orange and juice it to make a lovely orange juice that will go together with the honey and make our gel. So with a quick turn of the knife around the outside of an orange, you can peel it quite easily. And then you want to put this into your juicer. Turn the juicer on. And what this one orange shows is how much of the orange is water, is beautiful orange liquid. Most of the pulp has not come out of the machine because there is very, very little pulp in the juice, in the orange. The orange is mostly beautiful water. I have two drips going on here. So I'm going to pour our orange juice to this honey mixture, like so, and give it a stir. Now I added a little Kangen water to my honey to dilute it just slightly so it's not just so goopy when you make this beautiful juice that we pour over the bottom mixture in our pan. So here's our pan, and we want to really just pour this over the whole bottom, and this will soak into the mixture at the bottom and make a lovely flavoring of orange in our dish. So it adds one more sweet taste to the entire upside down cake. Okay, so I'm going to put this here. And now I would like to show you exactly how to do it with this flour mixture that we're going to be making. Here I'm using a food processor, and if we put our nuts into the food processor, then that will make a nut flour, and it can be used for any dishes. It can be used for a pie crust, it can be used used for all kinds of dishes that require a flour. And instead of going to the store and purchasing something that someone else put together and highly processed, they take the grain and they take the bran out of the grain, and then they give you a bleached product that really has no nutritional value left. A little bit of fiber, but not really the helpful fiber. So I'm going to show you that if we put 2 cups of nuts into our food processor, which is a very simple machine that can be bought at any of the major department stores. Not expensive at all, but very, very helpful for making many, many different delicious things. You simply turn it on. And in moments, you can see that you have a beautiful. This one I'm going to leave the flour a little bit grainy, the nut flour. Sometimes I make it more fine. If I want to make a dish that really requires something a lot more fine, then I will just let it run a few more moments and you have a very fine flour. So for today, I'm going to put in these dates that have been pitted already. And add these to the flour. And they work just like when you're making a pie crust and you put in your butter or your cream cheese. That will mix together with your flour and make a beautiful pie crust. So here we go. Is mostly mixed together. You could add a few more dates and then it would turn into a ball that you can put into your pan. But for now, I'm just going to add just a little bit of lemon juice, which gives it a lovely flavoring to the as we added the lemon, which is a fluid, we end up with something that can be easily spread. So here we have this lovely consistency that can be easily spread on the bottom of our pan. Okay. This is very, very delicious. One could really make this as a dessert or as a treat, but the truth of the matter is this is really food that nourishes us very, very well. Dates are wonderful in the diet, and the fruits are supplying us with a wonderful amount of carbohydrate. Okay, and then we spread our dish like so on the bottom of the pan. And then what we need to do is to add our pineapples. And then we will have a lovely dish that is just so tasty, you won't believe it. So let me put this here. You can see. Okay, and here's our pineapple. Pineapple is an amazing plant. And I usually cut the pineapple on the side of where I'm working so that there is a clean part of my cutting board that I can cut up the pineapple proper as we put it into the dish. And if you just follow the outside of the rind with your knife, a little bit of a curve at the top and then straight down. And all the way around. You just want to follow that outer edge pretty closely. And chop off the bottom. Okay. Let's put these together. And then we really want to cut off pieces that we can put into our beautiful dish. Okay. So for anyone that wants to make something extra special for a friend or a family member, this is a lovely dish to make up. And in fact, you could even use in a slightly rounder dish. I like to put several of the rounds when you cut a pineapple sideways all the way through, and then you can put the round pieces around it. But for this dish where it's really quite a different shape, this works just fine. Okay. So let me show this to you. I've cut these a little thick today. Usually I cut them just slightly thinner. And you can always pour a little bit more of your syrup, the orange-based syrup, over it. And then you can chill that. You could put half of this into a freezer, and then that will become just a very nice consistency, not hard at all. And then you can just cut that through the week and serve it for a dessert. Have it for a snack. It's really a meal. That's the truth of what's in this. And then the rest of it you would cut up for your friends. This is a delicious dish. I hope you've enjoyed it. This is a raw upside down pineapple cake. So I hope you enjoyed our show today, and I will see you next week. And I hope that when I introduce you to these beautiful things that are so colorful in nature, you see the indications of what we are really supposed to be doing with ourselves, with our families, and with our friends. These colors in nature and these flavors and the smells that fill a kitchen when you bring in the plants are really what life is all about. So I hope that I have introduced you to another dish that you can enjoy with your family and friends. And thank you so much for coming out. I look forward to seeing you again.